Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andrew Stott, I'm the Emperor of Stomaria, and today we're starting a new series where I'll be doing a playthrough of an RTS game called Empire Earth. Now, as some of our supporters will know, Empire Earth is the inspiration for the Empire of Stomaria. Its very name is derived from a term used in the game itself, and you get some bonus points if you can locate where in this episode the inspiration for the name Stomaria comes from. So you'll have to watch the whole thing to find it, and then just let me know in the comments below where it is. But the Empire Earth is 20 years old this year. It came out in 2001, so when I was 11 years old, which makes me feel horrendously old. But I wanted to pay homage to Empire Earth because it is ultimately why Stomaria is around now. It is ultimately, that there is the link there from 2001 all the way to today as to who we are and what we're trying to do in terms of civilization building, nation building, creation of a new society. It all sort of stems from that. So I wanted to do a playthrough to pay homage to the inspiration for the Empire of Stomaria. I did say in a previous video that this is something I might do, and I don't intend to do any playthroughs of games beyond Empire Earth. It's just that Empire Earth is obviously, like I say, the inspiration for the Empire of Stomaria, so I want to show people why it was such an inspiration for me when I was a lot younger, and why I've sort of carried on that sort of interest. So with that in mind, I'll give a quick blurb about what Empire Earth is. I'll give some details about this particular episode, and I will also give details before each episode, because I won't be actually talking during these playthroughs, so I just want to make sure we've got a little bit of information to start with, just so some of our viewers who may not be familiar with Empire Earth or RTS games in general, just so they're more familiar with what's going on and understand what's going on. So let's get started. So Empire Earth is a real-time strategy game, an RTS game, where you are building a civilization through the collection of a range of resources, through researching various technologies, through constructing certain buildings, and of course recruiting armies to conquer your opponents and expand your civilization. There are 15 epics. So it ranges from prehistoric all the way to nano. So it goes prehistoric, nano, prehistoric, stone, copper, bronze, and then so on and so forth. You'll see them as we play through. And these 15 epics are across 4 campaigns. The Greek, English, German, and Russian campaigns. And I will be doing all of them, starting with Greek and then finishing with Russian. I'm not going to go over every single little mechanic in the game here. I will sort of talk about them as and when I think they're relevant, but I mean, after the first episode or two, people should become quite familiar with what's going on and understand what's happening. But for the purpose of this first video, I will go through over a few points. So first of all, there are 5 resources that we can collect. There is food, wood, stone, gold, and iron. And each of these resources has a different role in your civilization. So recruiting certain units requires certain resources, and building certain buildings requires certain resources. So for example, to build or to recruit a spearman in the Stone Age, for example, you need food and iron. Whereas to recruit an archer in the Copper Age, or a simple bowman, I think they're called, you need wood and gold. And likewise for buildings, you need a certain amount of wood and stone predominantly, but also for some of the more specialized buildings, wonders they call them in the game, which I'll get onto another time, but they also require things like gold and iron. So that's the first thing. The second thing to understand is that the game works on a rock, paper, scissor sort of system, is the simplest way I can describe it, with regards to combat units. So we have pierce, shock, and arrow off the top of my head. So pierce, like a spear, for example, beats shock, say a clubman. Shock, such as a clubman, they beat the arrow, so archers or any ranged units, and ranged units like archers beat spearmen, if that makes sense. I mean, like I said, it's a rock, paper, scissors combo. You'll start to see what I'm talking about a little bit more as my armies get decimated by one unit type or another. Yeah, that's just the second point to mention. So if you see me recruiting a variety of units or focusing especially on one particular unit, it's because I've obviously played this. I'm aware of the kind of units that will be thrown at me throughout the game. So I am just making advanced preparations for that. The third thing I want to talk about is the heroes. So by and large, I don't think there's any. I think there's one level where you don't have an actual hero, but there is 2 types of heroes. There is the strategist and there is the warrior. The strategist hero has the ability to heal your units if they become injured by your opponent, and they have something called the battle cry, which demoralizes the enemy, makes them easier for your units to kill. And the warrior hero, I can't remember if they also have the battle cry, speaking honestly, but they don't have the ability to heal units, but they're a lot more tanky. They do a lot more damage and they can take a lot more hits. And in the first episode of the Greek campaign, we actually got a strategist hero. So you'll be able to see him wandering around, healing units as and when they become injured by the opponent AI. So that's the third thing that I wanted to mention. So the fourth thing I want to talk about is the special abilities that some units have, in particular prophets, because there is a prophet in the first episode. They have the ability to cast malaria, which is basically a way of spreading disease amongst the enemy and reducing all their health to 1, making them obviously a lot easier to kill. There's also things like, I forget what they're called now, like hurricanes, and then there's volcanoes and earthquakes, but you'll see more in these as we play through. And lastly, I just wanted to say I'm not a pro gamer, I'm not a speedrunner. This is just going to be a casual, relaxing playthrough. Mistakes will be made by me. You know, I might even be defeated on occasion, but we'll just muddle through. I'll record the lot, so it's not going to be any, save, quit, and restart. It'll be a case of, if I'm defeated, I will be defeated in the recording, and I will post it for you so you can see me being crushed by my opponent. But I don't anticipate too many defeats because I have played through it before, but you never know, there might be some surprises. The AI might try something different. The AI being artificial intelligence, in case anyone who's not familiar with these terms is unaware of it. But yeah, I think that's about the long and the short of it. Just remember, it is an older game, so don't expect too much. The pathfinding is a bit clunky, and the textures leave a lot to be desired, but for me, it's a real nostalgia trip. And I think even today, you know, there are people that enjoy Empire Earth even still. There's still a die-hard community built around it. So I will be sort of making our presence known to that sort of part of the that other community outside the Micronationalist community, which could potentially be a way of bringing more people into the community, if not Stomaria itself. So, you know, it could have that benefit. But yeah, I'm just doing this for my own personal amusement, my own personal pleasure, and so that our supporters and onlookers, they can see where it all started. So that's enough rambling on. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Throughout history, few are given the power to control the destiny of their fellow man. Tribal chieftains and powerful shaman. Admirals and captains. Generals and statesmen. Warriors and tyrants. Empire Earth.
A cold wind blew off the Anatolian mountains. In the foothills below, the young tribal chief, Heracles, looked over the remaining members of his fading village. Despite their courage, they appeared ragged, tired. He knew they would not last through another bitter winter if they remained here. But where was there to go? Thank the gods! The village shaman Calchas had the answer. It was why he had gathered his people here today. In a recent dream, Calchas had envisioned a way to traverse the Western Sea. He believed the Anatolian people could cross the water to a land called Thessaly, and there they would prosper. Now it was time for Calchas to share his wisdom. The legendary story of the Greek peoples begins here.
My people, I have gathered you here to listen to the words of Calchas, our wise high priest. He has seen, in a vision, a way to lead us to a land where we may prosper.
My people, we must travel west to a hostile village called Troas. From them, we shall steal the secret of traveling upon the deep waters. Lead me to their dock, and I will steal it for our own use. The time for emigration has come, for we will surely perish if we remain here.
My lord.
I gotcha. Yoyati. Yoyanai.
Yes, great one. Death to the heathens! Stay the infidel! My lord.
Yakasota. I gotcha. This is the village of Troas.
Stay the infidel!
Help me find their dock, so that I may seize control of it.
Their city is magnificent. They have much knowledge, which we shall learn and use to build a city of our own.
Yoyati!
Yes, great one.
Here. Here. Barza. Kira. Barza. Here.
My lord.
Yakasota. Barza. Here. Kira.
My lord.
Stoma. Kalos. Stoma. Kalos. Stoma.
Pote.
Kalos.
Kalos. Kalas. Stoma. Kalos. Stoma. Pote. Kalos.
Nai. Tauta, Sigenun. Tauta.
Nauta. Pause.
Talas.
Sunte.
Yes, Great One. Death to the heathens! We're under attack!
Nauta. Pause.
Yes, Great One. Death to the heathens! Stay the infidel!
Nauta.
Death to the heathens!
Duote. Sunte. Stoma. Talas. Kalos. Sunte. Stoma. Duote.
We're under attack!
Yanai. Yaki.
We're under attack!
Nauta. Pause. Duote. Talas. Nauta. Pause.
My lord! Death to the heathens! We're under attack! Death to the heathens! Stay the infidel!
Nauta. Sigeno. Pause. Duote. Duote. Nauta. Nai. Sigeno. Nauta. Pause. Duote. Duote. Talas. Nauta. Pause. Nai. Nauta. Nauta. Pause. Nai. Sigeno. Nauta. Pause. Talas. Duote. Iloiga. Nai. Nauta.
Yes, Great One! Death to the heathens!
Talas.
Carlos.
Dauta. Sigel. Dauta. Bolt. Talas.
Talas.
Stoma. Dauta. Nein. Sigel. Dauta. Nein. Bolt. Dauta. Kalos. Nein. Nein. Bolt. Dauta. Talas. Dauta.
We are under attack.
Bolt. Sigel. Dauta. Inoiga. Talas. Nauta. Bolt. Dauta.
My lord, death to the heathens! Slay the infidel! Death to the heathens!
Stoma. Nein.
Fools! Do not attack the only dock they have. If it is destroyed, we will perish here in Anatolia.
Sigeno. Sunte. Stoma.
Talas. Stoma.
Dauta. Bolt. Sigeno.
Now we have a dock.
Nein.
Let us build transports, then set sail for Thessaly.
Sigeno.
We will know our destination by the goats grazing there.
Sigeno. Suntalas.
Carlos.
Dauta. Talas. Nein. Sigeno. Sunte. Talas. Dauta. Stoma.
Pote.
Stoma. Kalos.
Talas. Carlos.
Dauta. Sigeno. Dauta. Imoiga. Kalos. Kalos.
Talas.
Kalos. Kalos. Sunte. Pause. Sunte. Pause. Sunte.
Sunte. Stoma. Kalos. Stoma. Sunte. Kalos. Stomas.
Yes, great one. Death to the heathens!
Talas.
Kalos.
We have found a new land for our people, but we must bring Heracles and Calchas here as well.
Sigeno. Human. Tauta. Sigeno. Talas. Nai. Human. Nai. Talas. Human. Stoma. Pulse. Sunte. Tauta. Sigeno. Tauta. Imoiga.
Talas. Stoma. Pote.
Stoma. At last, we have reached the land called Thessaly. But we dare not settle just anywhere. Let us search for a high plateau where we can safely build our new village. I will know the right location when I see it.
My lord Heracles, strange warriors from the north have set upon us. And they ride horses, a most fearsome sight to behold. We must defend ourselves.
Nai, Talas, Sigeno. Human. Talas, Kalos. Stoma. Sunte. Tauta. Sigeno. Pause. This shall be the site of our new village. We must build a settlement and a barracks on this high plateau, as we learned from the people of Troas. A plateau is more easily defended against enemies.
Carlos. Talas. Stoma.
Tauta. Pause.
My lord.
Sigeno. Pause.
Yes, we are under attack.
The gods are pleased with us. They have made known to me, in a vision, that we must build a temple where we can worship.
Stoma.
We shall construct this temple on our new Acropolis. In addition to the buildings Heracles wishes us to build.
We're under attack! Yes, great one! Death to the heathens!
Sigenun. Dauda. Pause. Nein. Dauda. 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 Nein. Dalas.
Carlos.
Dauda. Sigeno. Dalas. Human.
Pote.
Kalos.
Talas. Pote.
Stoma. Nein. Sunte.
Talas. Carlos. Stoma.
Sunte. Stoma. Kalos. Nein. Dauda. Pause.
Pote. Carlos. Talas. Stoma.
Stoma. Dauda. Dauda. Pause.
My lord, death to the heathens!
Dauda. Sigeno. Dauda. Pause.
We're under attack!
Imoiga. Nauta. Tigen.
Yes, great one. We are under attack.
Nauta. Tigen. Duote. Imoiga. Nauta. Tigen.
Slay the infidel. Yes, great one. We are under attack.
Nauta. Nine. Tigen. Nauta. Yoyati. Tigen. Nine.
My lord, death to the heathens. We are under attack. My lord.
The Dorians have been vanquished.
The future of our new village is secure. Let us tame this land and call it our own.
Well, if you enjoyed that episode, please feel free to give the video a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll catch you in the next one.